Shalom, everybody, and welcome to TorahTrue.com and RelatableTorah.com. I am your host, Rabbi Ben-Tzion Saloff, and this is installment number 6 in our series, The Testament of the Baal Shem Tov. It is Chasidic philosophy and conduct, the major principles thereof. We left off number 20 from our source book, Tzivat Harivash, and we are going to now begin with one of the most important principles of serving Hashem, and it is an important principle in more ways than one. There's surface and obvious reasons, and then there are reasons which maybe go a little bit deeper, that we might want to examine a little bit deeper. So, Chaf 20. Yechos b'midat zrizut me'od. You should grasp this concept. You should embrace this concept of, or this trait of zrizut, alacrity. Now, usually, when I use the word alacrity, a lot of people say, well, what's zrizut? What's alacrity? So I brought my consultant, Merriam-Webster, here, and Merriam-Webster says, alacrity, let's see, here we go. Alacrity means briskness, cheerful readiness. Basically, you're cheerfully ready and brisk to accomplish what needs to be accomplished. So you get out there, and as it says in Nike, they have that swoosh. Just do it. That's what alacrity is. That's what zerizut is. Just do it. Get out there and do it. Okay. Yechoz b'midat zerizut me'od. You should embrace the characteristic of zrizut very much, very strongly. Yakum b'zrizut mishinato. You should awake from your sleep with a zrizut. Ki nitchadesh v'naseh adam acher v'hu ra'ui laholid. Because through the night you have then become a new creation, a new person, who it merits to be reborn. V'naseh k'midat hakadosh baruch hu sheholid olamot, and we become, we take on the characteristics of the Holy One, blessed be He, that we give birth to worlds through what we do. V'chein kol davar she'oseh yaseh b'zrizut, and everything we do, and parenthetically in the service of Hashem, of course, everything that we do is in the service, or should be in the service of Hashem, we should do with alacrity. Ki b'chol davar yachol lavod et Hashem, because in everything, we can serve Hashem. So in everything that we do, depending upon the way in which we do it, and our motivation, of course, we can serve Hashem through doing it. Okay, number 21, Chaf Aleph. Okay. Uch shmeiniach hatalit yira et hatchelet, or hatachlit, and I'll explain to you what that means in a moment. Perush, what does that mean? Shetipol alav yira. Okay. When you put on your talit, when you put on your prayer shawl, you should see, now, we know biblically there's an obligation to have a string of techelet, which is a certain kind of blue, a sky blue almost, thread, which comes from a sea creature called the chilazon, that special blue thread, we should see it. Now, not only should we see the tchelet, but in another version it says hatachlit, meaning the purpose of what we're doing. So we can translate that as when we put on our talit, we should see the tchelet and we should see the tachlit. We should see the blue because it reminds us of Hashem. It reminds us of the sky and everything above, which transcends our immediate atmosphere. And we should see the tachlit. What are we doing? What's the real purpose of what we're doing here? It is to serve Hashem, because He's our Creator, and this is what He wants us to do. Perush shetipol alav yirah, and when we do that, there will fall upon us yirah, awe, great awe of Hashem. Okay, Chaf Bet 22. Okay. Now this is something actually that I think we went into a little bit before. I'm going to caution you ahead of time that what we're going to now learn in this next paragraph or this next ot is can be dangerous. It's a wonderful way of serving Hashem, very important way of serving Hashem. Yet it has its pitfalls, and I guess we'll talk about the pitfalls after we're done with the paragraph. Everything that we see, we should remember HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We should remember the Holy One, blessed be He. So what does that mean, everything we see, we should remember God? When something presents itself before us, we should remember that not only everything comes from Hashem, but also that Ein od milvado, there's really nothing other than Hashem. So when something comes in front of us, it is what's the word I'm trying to think of? A exusion. That's not a good, easy word, or an easy word to explain. Emanation. That's the word I'm thinking of. Everything is really, truly an emanation of Hashem, of the Holy One, blessed be He. So everything that you should see, you should remember it emanates from Hashem, and reflect on how that is the case, and perhaps what that means to you in your particular situation right there, or right then. Im ahava yizkor be'ahavat Hashem. So one way that we do this is, let's say something happens before you, and it involves love. Whether it is a forbidden love, it is a permitted love, whatever it is a love, you then take that love and you channel it in your mind and in your heart towards Hashem. So you take that feeling that you see and you channel it towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu, towards the Holy One, blessed be He, the source of blessing. Ki yadua b'kama makomot, as is known from many places, v'afilu kishaholek leveit hakisei, even when you go to the bathroom. Now you know that in the bathroom, or many of us know, that when we go to the bathroom, we're not supposed to mention Hashem's name. We're not even supposed to really think of Hashem when we're in the bathroom. We take a temporary. We take our leave of Hashem in a revealed way temporarily while we go to the bathroom, because it's a dirty place, and we don't want to bring our words and thoughts of Hashem into a dirty place. So then when we come out, then we can start thinking about and speaking about Hashem again. However, even when we go to the bathroom, Yachshov halo ani mafrid ramei tov. Am I not mafrid, separating bad from good? That's what I'm going into the bathroom, to separate bad from good. Now, you don't have to think, well, this is my purpose for being here in the world, but the bottom line is that is the case. You are separating bad from good and getting rid of the bad. V'zehu yichudim, and this is yichudim, which means unifications. By the way, any of you who ever saw my license plate in New York know that my New York license plate was Yichudim, Yichudim. And then I came to Florida, and they don't allow you 8 letters. So I had to take out one of the I's. But in any case, V'zehu yuchudim, and this is unifications, meaning unifying godly things with physical things in order to uplift the physical things. V'atov yishar, and so you remove the bad, and then the good is left. The good remains. Le'avodato yitbarach. In order, this good is left in order to serve Hashem. Blessed be He. Uchshaholech lishen, and when you go to sleep, yachshov halo amochin sheli yelchu leHakadosh Baruch Hu v'yitchazku le'avodato yitbarach. And when you go to sleep, you should think: is my mind, my brain, is not going to HaKadosh Baruch Hu now, and in order that it should be strengthened in order to serve Hashem. Blessed be He. Okay, that completes Chaf Bet. We now go into Chaf Gimel, which is 23. Okay. Kodem Hashena. Yishkav ba'ema uviyira. Before sleep, you should lie in your bed in a state of awe and dread. Well, I'll just finish and hopefully it'll be self-explanatory. V'yargish, and also another nusach says v'yargiz. V'yirad me'emat habore yitbarach. And you should feel and even shake from the awe and the dread of the Creator. Blessed be He. V'lo yavo lidei chet, and then you won't come to sin. K'mo shekatuv ragzu ve'al tachtu, rigzu ve'al techtau. I shall, fear and shake and not sin. So the bottom line is, what the Baal Shem Tov is trying to tell you is, when you go to sleep, when you get in bed and you're about to go to sleep, of course we know we say Kriyat Shema Shel Hamitah, which is the recitation of the Shema prayer while we are on the bed, and we then approach the sleep in a milieu, an atmosphere of awe of Hashem and fear of Hashem in our minds and in our hearts, and as opposed to just thinking of all sorts of it's the English word I'm trying to think of, all sorts of frivolous things, things that we involve ourselves with during the day, etc. No, the bottom line is, we have our Creator. He is our Creator. We are giving over our neshama to our Creator in order that He should refresh us, and He's also going to judge us at night, and then He will send our soul back to us refreshed. But we want to send our soul up in good condition, in a positive light. So, having yiras shamayim, having fear and awe of God before you send the most of your neshama up to Him for judgment and for refreshment, for rejuvenation, this is the best. This is the best thing for us to do. Okay, so we finished that. Now we go on to 24. But before we start 24, if you'll excuse me, I'd just like to drink a little bit of my smart water. And excuse me. Baruch Ato Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Shehakol Niyeh B'Dvaro. Baruch Ato Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Borei Nefashos Rabos V'Chesronon Al Kol Mashav Rasa Lachayos Bohem Nefesh Kol Chai Baruch Hehu Elohim. Okay, now Machshavto yeh lemala olam ha'alyon v'avodat Hashem yitbarach v'yidbak v'yivtach bo shehu yasik chefzo. So your thoughts excuse me, your thoughts should be directed above, in the supernal worlds, in service to God. Cleave to Him and trust in Him to attain your desires. So a very important. I use the terminology often when dealing with the things that the Baal Shem Tov is saying, but I just don't want that to become too for you to get too used to that, because and not give it chashivut, not apply importance to it, because these concepts are all very, very powerful concepts in our what's the word? In our being metaken ourselves. How to say? Trying to think of the English word. I don't know why, but I'm having fixing is the simple word, but there's another word I'm trying to think of. We are rectifying ourselves. So in the process and in the avodah, the labor of rectifying ourselves, and being happy and successful in your life, in the world, one of the most important and potent concepts is the concept of bitachon. Bitachon, it means trust, literally. It means trusting in God. Now, there's a difference, by the way, between faith and trust. We are going to get into that difference in another series. There's actually a series that I want to offer sometime in the not-too-distant future, going over a ma'amar, a Chasidic discourse that the Lubavitcher Rebbe gave many years ago. It is the first ma'amar. It's actually in Likutei Sichot, in the 36th volume, the first ma'amar, even though it's not a sicha, it's a ma'amar, but it's in Likutei Sichot, and it's the first one in Lamed Vav. In any case, it deals very specifically with the concept of bitachon, trust in God, and it's a very powerful thing. It says in Tehillim, it says in Psalms, "Habotech b'Hashem chesed yosovavenu," and which literally means one who trusts in Hashem, one who trusts in God, kindness surrounds him. So the Chavos Halavavos, who was one of our greatest sages, he said that, and he has Chavos Halavavos has a section called Shar HaBitachon, the gate of trust in God, that even a Rasha, habotech b'Hashem, even a wicked person who trusts in Hashem, Chesed Yosovavenu, Hashem is going to surround him with kindness. So if somebody, Hashem looks very, very, it looks dearly at the characteristic of bitachon, of trust in Him. So even if somebody who is a Rasha, Chas v'Shalom, and they trust in Him to save them from some terrible difficulty, whatever it is, and they trust completely without any doubt that Hashem is going to save him, He will save him. Chesed Yosovavenu. Kindness, divine kindness will surround them. It's a very simple yet deep concept. It's simple if you can accept it, and very deep if at first it's hard for you to accept and you look into it. However, the characteristic of bitachon is so dear to Hashem that He will do things for you if you display this characteristic, which are counterintuitive. And we'll leave it at that for the moment. So let's see here. Okay. Okay. So let's go over here to 25. 25. Zehu klal gadol. This is a very important general principle. The אותה מחשבה שהתחיל בה, that thought with which you begin, כשקם מיטתו, when you rise up from bed, meaning the first thought that you entertain when you rise up from bed, ילך בה כל היום. You really go with that thought the whole day. Now this, by the way, goes back to thinking of matters of Yirat Hashem before you go to bed will help you to develop this. Now, so that thought is the thought that you're going to go with the entire day, v'lo b'machashava acheret, and not with another thought. So, if you think of constructive and positive thoughts before you go to bed, and that will stimulate positive things going on in your higher soul, and having an influence on your soul at night, and then your soul, or a certain level of your soul, i.e., your mind, will then be filled with positive, constructive things when you wake up, and that will, in fact, as the Baal Shem Tov says, will mold your direction through the day. You will have that positive direction. And the opposite is also unfortunately true. So you should be careful with that. Okay. Number 26. Yehi zahir me'od lakum tamid b'chatzot halayla. You should be careful to always wake up at chatzot halayla, at midnight. Im eno kam, and if you don't get up at that time, shelo machmat ones, in such a way that it's not because of an ones, because you were forced, meaning, you do it just because you're lazy. Hu b'mnidu yilama'ala chas v'sholom. You are then I'm trying to think of the translation of the word nidui. Okay, one second. It's like a ban. You incur a ban from above. Now, many of the things that the Baal Shem Tov teaches are things to as I've explained in previous lessons, things to shoot for. It's not things that are expected of everybody, to reach the top levels of all things, immediately. So the thing is, yes, it's a great thing to be able to get up at Chatzot and to pray and to learn. And that is definitely the best way to conduct yourself. However, in our times, it is very difficult to do so because of the way of how unbelievably busy most of us are all the time during the day. So it becomes very difficult. So you shoot towards that, and he's going to give you, let's see. So in another place, and I don't remember exactly where, but it was, I think, before we mentioned this. If you can't get up at Chatzah, it wasn't here earlier. If you can't get up, there are times when you can't get up at Chatzot at midnight. Then at least get up before sunrise and say most of your davening before sunrise, and then when you just as sunrise is coming, you're saying Kriyat Shema, the recitation of the Shema prayer, and the Shemona Esrei, and the silent devotion, and that is a tremendous thing, and it accomplishes wondrous things, which we as you'll refer back to previous lessons. I don't remember which lesson it was. It may have even been the last one. We're in 6 now. I think it may have been in 5 or 4. But that is that. I don't want to go into too much repetition. Okay. Number 27. V'afoch halelot liyamin. And you should turn over the nights into days. V'ishan b'yom kama sha'ot, and you should sleep during the day, a number of hours. Kadei shiafsik lo me'at sheina b'layla. Shiaspik lo me'at sheina b'layla. In order that you'll only need a little bit of sleep at night. So you sleep a few hours during the day so that you're only going to need a little bit of sleep at night. Once again, this is an ideal. Chavchet, which is 28. Kishakam b'chatzot laila, when you get up at midnight, v'nofel alav sheina, and you're drowsing off, yelach lekan ulekan b'bayit. You should, get up and start walking around in the house. V'yashir b'shirot v'tishbachot, and you should, sing praises of Hashem. V'yagbia kolo, and you should, raise your voice. Kedei lahasir me'alav hashena, in order that you should remove this urge to sleep. Yilmod harbe shurim, then you ve'amar nusach acher inyanim, you should learn many different subjects. V'lo akol b'inyan echad, and not everything in one subject. Shehei nireh elav kemasui. So it shouldn't be for you like a burden, because when you get involved too much on one subject, it gets monotonous, and it's kind of like a burden, so to speak. And especially when you're tired, it's not so easy, and you could fall asleep. Rak yilmod harbe inyanim. Rather, you should learn a bunch of different things. And I happen to have a neurological disorder, which I'm tired all the time. But there are times when I get downright ridiculously tired and can't, and I could fall asleep just talking to you. So what I do is, when I start to get like that, I'll either just nod out for 5 minutes, or I'll get up and I'll walk around a lot. And when I walk around, I'm okay. I'm able to, go ahead and learn further. So I can attest to this, getting up and walking around as being effective. Okay, so actually, we actually are just about at the end of our time period. So what we're going to do is I'm going to thank you all very much for coming. I hope you've enjoyed our class, and I hope you enjoy our classes in general. I'd love to hear from you. Any questions, comments, suggestions, I would be very happy to hear. Any constructive criticism, you can send me an email at relatabletorah@gmail.com. That's RELATABLETORAH@gmail.com, and I will answer as soon as I am able, as soon as my schedule permits. Also, as I've mentioned before, we will be doing at least one class of answers to pertinent questions which are pertinent to a broad audience. You are listening, I assume, on the YouTube channel, so please, down below, there's a place where you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be of great help if you do it, and it would also give you notification of our of any new classes, any new shiurim that we put up. So once again, thank you very, very much for coming. It's great to be with you. I look forward to us getting together again for more Torah. God bless you. All the very best. Shalom.